Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1300. Are we ever going to get out of the 1300s? At some point, if I keep making shows. 1359. 1359, 1359. I'm Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, located somewhere in the last place on earth. Today, Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And it seems to me that I'm talking even faster and faster and faster and faster while the caffeine just kicked in. Woo!
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Have you ever heard the expression, that guy has a face for radio? I heard it all the time, but I want you to know that it's true. A lot of DJs, not the best looking people, but that's a judgment call. And look, it's inside the church, here's the steeple, and
I love that.
there's a church over there.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
People think the Bay Area is so hedonistic, but there's churches everywhere.
Mike's
I don't know what the hell
Daily
people have an issue with.
Podcast.
I know it's not like the South, but
Yeah.
actually it is kind of like the South. When I lived in Huntsville, Alabama, churches everywhere. Fremont, I passed by several churches on my way to and from home, to and from work. My point being that radio people aren't the best looking. Some are, but so what I'm saying is, why would you make a poster of a DJ promoting your new radio station? Look who just walked in. I saw this on a BART the other day. Hey, Biff Stevenson is back in the Bay Area. And they had a picture of Biff. And I'm like, why? This looks like some old geezer that just fell off a golf cart. Why are you even putting him? Ego. Look who else walked in. It's all ego. Biff said, I will be back. I will not take this job unless you put my face all over the posters. That's what I wanted with my job, is my face. So, ego. Do you ever see that? Is it just me? I guess I am the only one because I haven't been in radio forever and I am attuned to this sort of thing. But yeah, I don't see why. Radio, it's fine to have them heard, but not seen. Seen, no. Heard, yes. Hey, so look, a couple people walked in.
And here's today's podcast picture.
But actually, the person that the podcast picture is of is here as well.
Hello, my God, this is Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. Hey, in your podcast picture today, you have a drawing of me and of you.
Yes, I do have a drawing of both of us. So in a way, I've just backtracked and flipped over what I just said, because I was saying that, you know what, maybe I should be seen is what I'm saying, but in drawing form. So see that picture now at mikesdailypodcast.com. Look who else is here.
Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. Hi, how you doing?
Hey, it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Tell you
What?
when y'all gonna be giving away tickets to the Alameda County Fair on your show? Tell you what.
Well, what? Well, actually not on my show. On the morning show I produced, we're going to be giving away tickets. And I know the guy who's the host of the show. Let's just say he's not the most exciting fella. And it's not going to be... People are still going to call in for the prize, but it's not going to be, hey, everybody call in now to win tickets. It's not going to be all exciting. It's going to be, if you want tickets to the fair... call now. I hate giving these away, but call now.
Well, Mike, that will get me to call.
Okay, so I guess it does work with people. And the fact that the phone's ringing right now. Hello?
Hi, Mike.
Hey, who's this?
This is Blen.
Blen?
No, Blen.
Blen.
No, Blen.
Are you saying Valen?
No, I'm saying Blen.
All right, it's got to be Blen, right?
Not even close. Anyway, I wanted to win the tickets to the fair.
I'm not giving them away on my podcast. I'm giving them away on the guy's show that I produce.
Okay, whatever. Goodbye.
And then she hung up. And then there was a dial tone, which I will get to in about 30 seconds. Hey, I was going to talk to you about how... Oh, we talked about the DJs. Oh, and then she hung up. Oh, it doesn't work when I do that. Well, this thing is broken. So, the other thing I was going to talk about was ticks. There are a lot of ticks in the Bay Area these days. And so, hey, my phones don't work. Oh, this is going to be problematic if we're going to give away tickets later. Very interesting. I'm not getting any dial tone or anything. I might have to unplug and replug this in later. Hey, Haley, fix this later when you come in, okay? Haley, who listens to the show. Hey, and Sylvia texted me, and she said that the weekend show that I did, the Sunday show, because I'm starting to do Sunday shows now that I've left Country Crossroads Radio, and Country Crossroads Radio is going belly up. She told me, Mike, your podcast, not on Stitcher. And I said, what? And I went and I looked and it wasn't on Stitcher. So Stitcher, get your act together. Why did you not post my show? I do know when I was trying to post the Sunday show, Podomatic, who I use, was being problematic. So Podomatic's problematicness probably contributed to what happened. But if you want to hear that show, it is at mikesdailypodcast.com if you did not get it for some reason. So watch out for ticks. They're very small. Check your body over when you've walked. Look over your lovely bodies and go, oh, what's that? And then pull it out. Just rip it right out. No, actually, there's a whole process you have to do to take the tick out. But you have to make sure to get the head. And I don't have that all in front of me. I would read that to you. But please look it up online before you, on a credible website, before trying to remove that tick. And then listen to the Brad Paisley song, Ticks, because it's funny. And the podcast website, mikesdailypodcast.com, to hear shows that did not appear on your particular podcast platform. If you'd like to find another interesting podcast platform like Spreaker or Mixcloud or Podomatic, who's problematic, or TuneIn, all those links are at mikesdailypodcast.com. You can also check out the Amazon. Click on the Amazon link. Buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and that helps us out. And there's the PayPal, too. Help us out that way. You'll become a special personalized MP3 for thee. You'll get that, is what you'll do. You'll become a Mike's Daily Podcaster, and that's what everyone wants to be. All the past interviews, too, A through L. I need to start working on the next section of interviews. I have so many, but I'm alphabetizing them, but you can hear all the past interesting interviews with some great musicians at mikesdailypodcast.com. Heard from Stormy Phoenix. She went and saw Seether. Remember the band Seether? Neither do I. Hey, let's get to the segment called
Yo, the Mike Tip.
Okay, cool.
There's songs that I'm like,
They did that song with Amy Lee. Oh my god, Amy Lee. I have such a crush on Amy frickin' Evanescence Lee. Some great songs. Not just the wake me up inside. She had other ones, the My Immortal one, but there's a bunch. So an intelligence contractor, this is crazy. This is, wow, eye-opening. So we've been hearing about all the leaks and, the leaks that Donald Trump loves oh so much.
WikiLeaks. I love WikiLeaks.
An intelligence contractor was charged with sending a classified report about Russia's interference in the 2016 election to the news media, the Justice Department announced yesterday. This is the first criminal leak case under Trump. So are you getting confused with all the leaks? Yeah, there was the WikiLeaks thing back during last year's presidential campaign. That hurt Hillary. Then there are these leaks that are hurting Trump. The case showed the department's willingness to crack down on leaks, which Trump has not been happy with. They are undermining his administration, he says. His grievances have contributed to a sometimes tense relationship with the intelligence agencies he is now overseeing. The Justice Department announced the case against the contractor, and this is her first name is, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Her first name is Reality? Whoa, this is like a bad script written by a really bad writer. Probably someone writing for the CW. Oh my gosh, I watched Legends of Tomorrow. So you've got the biggest movie in the country is the Wonder Woman movie, a DC Comics owned, Warner Brothers owned character. Biggest movie in the country, highly acclaimed movie. First time a movie has raked in this much money that was directed by a woman. Lead character a woman. It's fantastic. But you've got DC also owns and produces these wonderful, horrible shows on the WB like Arrow, The Flash, and now Legends of Tomorrow. And I had to watch it because I saw the guy from Doctor Who, Arthur Darvill, is on it. And he plays... Now, this show is totally ripping off Doctor Who. He is playing a time master. The Doctor in Doctor Who, he's a time lord. And they're supposed to fix problems in time. Well, it's basically, if you're a Doctor Who nerd, totally ripping off Doctor Who. So they've got these superheroes that aren't the well-known ones. There's the Atom, played by Brandon Routh, who is also, or Random Brouth, who was the Superman that they did, was it Superman Lives? Back in the 90s. Do you remember that one with Kevin Spacey? They were trying to reboot Superman with a guy that looked just like Christopher Reeve and a younger version of him. So Brandon Routh plays the Atom, and then there's a couple other characters in this one girl, the Canary, White Canary, I think she goes by. She's like a lesbian character. You've got this, I think this guy, he's the son of LL Cool J. They look so similar. I'm feeling like he's his son. He's got some of the same expressions that LL Cool J uses, like the way LL Cool J talks. So I'm thinking maybe that's his son, because there's so many kids now that I grew up with that are now starring in their own shows or starting their own music careers. You've got the Childish Gambino, who's the son of Glover from Lethal Weapon. And I have gotten so far away from this topic about the intelligence report and leaks and whatnot, but that's what happened. So Reality is 25, and her name is Reality Leigh Winner. Her last name is Winner. Okay, this is a made-up name. About an hour after the national security news outlet The Intercept published the apparent document, a May 5th intelligence report from the National Security Agency. Anyway, this went down yesterday, and the report described 2 cyber attacks by Russia's military intelligence unit, the GRU, the GRU. Do you remember GRU, the comic book GRU? Written by Sergio Aragones, who used to be this great cartoonist for Mad Magazine. He would always make these little cartoons in the margins of the magazine. And he created this comic book called GRU. And I met Sergio twice. He has his office in Ojai. And I got to talk to him and told him I'm a big fan. He said, come by and visit my drawing office, my drawing studios in Ojai. So I went, and he wasn't there. And I went twice, actually, and he wasn't there. I was so bummed. And I remember his wife being this huge woman. She was grand in every scale. She was Amazonian. She was frickin' Wonder Woman. So, this report described 2 cyber attacks, one in August against a company that sells voter registration software, and another a few days before the election against 122 local election officials. The Intercept said the NSA report had been submitted anonymously. Now, this gets very confusing But shortly after its article was published, the Justice Department said the FBI had arrested Ms. Winner at her house in Augusta, Georgia on Saturday. It also said she had confessed to an agent that she had printed out a May 5th intelligence file and mailed it to an online news outlet. It was not immediately clear who was serving as the defense lawyer, and she has been charged under the Espionage Act. The story will continue to unfold, I'm sure, today. It's going to be huge. Now, Donald Trump will not invoke executive privilege to block former FBI Director James Comey's scheduled testimony before Congress this week. In order to facilitate a swift, thorough examination of the facts sought by the Senate Intelligence Committee, Trump will not assert executive privilege regarding James Comey's scheduled testimony, said the White House. And Comey was, of course, leading the FBI probe into alleged Russian meddling in last year's U.S. presidential election and possible collusion by Trump's campaign when the president fired him last month. Then the FAA, Trump said yesterday, he has proposed a total overhaul that would privatize air traffic control in the U.S. Quote, the previous administration spent over $7 billion trying to upgrade the system, and it totally failed. Honestly, they didn't know what the hell they were doing, said Trump. A total waste of money, $7 billion plus. It's time to join the future. Well, 50 other countries. This is Fox Business News wrote this, so they want to be a little bit more supportive of the president, as you would imagine. But they said 50 other countries have already done what the president proposes, and the administration points to Canada as an example of success. Under the president's plan, the FAA would continue to regulate air safety, but a new not-for-profit company would manage air traffic control. Oh God, I'm not going to fly ever again. It won't need any taxpayer funds. This, according to the president, will dramatically improve America's air traffic control system by turning it over to a self-financing nonprofit organization. Fox Business first exposed problems with the FAA air traffic control system in its investigative report, Trouble in the Skies, which I'm sure you watched and went, oh, why am I watching Fox News? Two proprietors of the Ghost Ship warehouse in Oakland, where 36 people died in a fire last December, they were arrested yesterday morning and charged with felony involuntary manslaughter related to the deadly blaze. The main tenant, Derek Almina, and the Art Space's creative director, Max Harris, each faced 36 counts of involuntary manslaughter and up to 39 years in prison. Almina and Harris knowingly, quote, created a fire trap and then filled that area with human beings and now face the consequences of their actions, said the Alameda County District Attorney Nancy O'Malley. Almina was arrested in Lake County, and Harris, who uses the name Max Orr, was arrested in LA County. And O'Malley called the actions of Almina and Harris reckless. Then, and it's interesting, this article goes on to say that some people who were, were friends with these guys were like, you know what? They were slumlords. They just, people are not being very helpful, are not coming to their support, is what it said later in the article. But then some said, we know that this isn't something that isn't going to bring anybody back, said David Birnbaum, 37 of Oakland. Then there is the Apple debut that is going on. It happened yesterday. The HomePod, a voice-controlled speaker that can make music suggestions and adjust home temperatures. And it is taken on Alexa, Amazon's little baby, and the Echo devices. The move is the first into a completely new area by Apple for more than 2 years, as the world's most valuable technology company looks to make up for a dip in iPhone sales and new ways to get customers to use more of its money-making apps and services. Apple's Siri assistant will be integrated into the speaker, which will cost $350, and can make music recommendations that pair with the company's Apple Music services, which costs money. for that, too. Send texts, check news, sports scores, control compatible home gadgets like light bulbs and thermostats, thereby making the U.S. the fattest nation in the world. The frickin' world. We will be so fat because we'll never have to move. Fat. Now, from fat to apps. Here, do you see the word a lot? I know, guys. I work for a guy who says a whole hell of a lot. And it pisses me off. But I'm not going to be angry on today's show. I've been called a bit angry as of late, and I'm not. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to break it down. And this app works that we're talking about here. Mental Floss pointed out this app that works with the iPhone's built-in microphone to access and workshop a user's speaking patterns and behaviors. Exercises like tongue twisters, lightning fast elevator pitch style presentations, and the challenge offer coaching for specific trouble spots. Users can also upload their own text to practice speeches, presentations, and difficult conversation ahead of time. The use of does not correlate with anxiousness or any particular personality traits. Rather, is used to signal an upcoming pause, usually for a short pause and for a longer pause. The pause may be needed in order to find the right word, remember something temporarily forgotten, or repair a mistake. Holds the floor for us while we do our mental work. It buys some time for thinking. I hate it. I'm not full of anger. I hate it when people use it. This app is called Orai, as in orate. Oray, actually. Orate. O-R-A-I. Oray. It'll train you to speak more clearly. And finally, a wonderful dog. No, not Basil the Boxer. He is a wonderful dog, but there is a dog that is going to be in a high school yearbook. The owner put her retriever, Katie, a service dog, in the... I thought they might stick a picture of her somewhere in the yearbook, but to see her right next to me as Katie Blomquist was pretty cool. Haley, 17, a junior at North Summit High School, said, "Everybody loves Katie. She's always been by my side." Diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in December of 2014, Haley ended up in hospital emergency rooms several times following dangerous drops or spikes in her blood sugar level. And so then she got her dog, the dog Katie. Haley hasn't had any more scary episodes since she got Katie. Awesome. Well, dogs can be very therapeutic additions to your life. That is for sure. As we go outside of Café Anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, Summer Podcaster Valentino. I got to walk with the lovely Lady Katie yesterday, and her dog Mally Malware, and Basil. We had a great walk, great talk, and I think it enriches your life, my friend. Next show, and if you ever need any dog tips, email me. I can just sort of let you know what I know, what I've observed in my life. But the next show, we will have the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Enjoy your day. It's going to be great. I have a little feeling. I have an inkling that it's going to be great.
Inkling.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!